Welcome back to the Guitar Reliquary. I promise today's episode's gonna be grippin'. That's right, we're checking out the Kauer Gripen today. If you're not familiar with Kauer guitars, they are a small instrument manufacturer in California and make a bunch of vintage-inspired designs, including this, what I like to call Explorer from a Dystopian Future, and also a Firebird-inspired design called the Banshee, among others. They have a unique attention to detail and aesthetic sensibilities, so I suggest you check out their website if you're not familiar with them. Second shout out goes to Bee's Music Shop, which is where I picked up this glorious instrument in a what I call Gremlin green sparkle, which was inspired by Bee's Music Shop's very own Reverend signature model or limited run that had a green burst finish on it. Bee's Music also has a phenomenal YouTube channel and is home to the world famous Mjuldord pedal. So if you want your guitar to sound like a cat, I suggest you check out that video and consider picking one up. Since I'm a dog person, I probably won't own one, but I won't begrudge you the satisfaction of one. So the Kauer Gripen was introduced this year at the 2024 NAMM show, and it contains a Spanish mahogany body with a Spanish mahogany neck in a neck-through design, topped with a Wenge fingerboard. The Wenge is apparently more sustainable than ebony and rosewood variants, and so you find it on a lot of Kauer guitars. Kauer Gripens feature a 24 3/4 inch scale length, which is similar to the 59 Murphy Lab and other Gibson Les Pauls that I have recently reviewed on the channel. With regards to the hardware on the Gripen, I believe it's customizable to have something like a Bigsby if you want it. I'll bet they'll do something like that. But they come standard with a Tone Pros Tunomatic locking bridge and a stop tailpiece. The tailpiece also locks. These are Imperial threads, so if you need replacements, that's the type you would need. It comes with the Wolf Tone Kauer buckers, which are something made specifically for Kauer by Wolf Tone. I find them to be a middle of the range output pickup. They have a unique characteristic to them that I'm still trying to get accustomed to, especially when you're playing in the lower registers, as you know I am fond to do. Of course, these two humbuckers are controlled by a 3-position switch. Up is the neck, middle is both, and down is the bridge, and wired to 2 volumes and a tone. So we have a neck volume, a bridge volume, and a master tone control. And that's just fine with me because it lets you do some of those cool Tom Morello strobe effects that we've talked about on the channel and also adjust your tone. The frets on the Kauer Gripen are 4795 Jescar, so that's 0.047 inches tall, 0.095 inches wide. So these are probably akin to something like a Dunlop 6105 or thereabouts, in that they are probably smaller than a Gibson fret, in terms of width, but also higher than or taller than a current Gibson fret. So your playing is a little bit different. Your playing feel is a little bit different, consequently. Has beautiful mother of pearl crown inlays, and then what I assume to be a bone nut. So that bone nut is very unique on the Kauer in that it has some beveling in between the nut slots, and I'll get a picture of that to show on the screen. Just for an aesthetic choice, I think. It's not a compensated nut as far as I can tell, but it just makes it smoother and makes it look cleaner. Has the tilt back headstock, a 2-way adjustable truss rod, which I believe is with like a 3mm Allen wrench, if I recall correctly. Has the neat vented truss rod cover, and then has 6 of the short post hip shot open gear locking tuners. So this guitar plays somewhat differently than my Les Pauls. It seems to fight me a little bit more. It almost feels like a Stratocaster in the way that it plays, probably because of the narrower frets than the Gibsons that I'm used to playing. But it's really a phenomenal guitar. So the things that I really like about it that are unique are, of course, the shape. You either probably like this or hate this with the chopped off fins for the Explorer and the raised V in the center of that. I really like that. I think that's a unique aesthetic. I like the looks of the Wenge fretboard, which is the only guitar I have with a Wenge fretboard right now. I like the tilt back headstock design that doesn't require the string trees. I think that looks really clean. I like the unique scarf joint at the neck that appears to be interlocking. I'll get some pictures of that as well. I think that looks really cool. And then I like the aesthetic touches of the backplate being engraved with the serial number of the guitar, as well as finding it on the headstock handwritten and signed by presumably Doug Kauer, the owner and proprietor of Kauer Guitars. So as far as this particular guitar, I like it. I think it's a really unique, very lightweight, as you can tell. I think this is about like 6 pounds, 12 ounces or something. So like, what's that, 6 3/4 pounds or something. So it's very light, comfortable to play. It doesn't really have a lot of neck dive. It has a little bit of neck dive, especially when I have the clip-on tuner on it. The neck, I believe, is a 0.8 to a 0.9 inch thickness at the 1st and 12th fret respectively. I find it to be very comfortable. It's not as big as my Les Pauls, but it's not as thin as, say, the Charvel DeMartini I had on the channel a few months ago. Fit and finish is really incredible. I mean, you don't see any of that binding bleed. You don't see any misaligned side dots. You don't see any filler really in the inlays. I mean, the inlay work is probably some of the best inlay work I've seen on guitars. The locking tunematic and tailpiece should come standard on every stop tail guitar that has that design, in my opinion. One thing that I probably could quibble over is the strap button location. I know that that's probably to help it balance better, but I do prefer my strap buttons to be up here, and possibly Doug would do that if you were custom ordering one. One unique fact about this guitar before we get to the demo is that they made 2 in this color for Bees Music. One had a humbucker and 2 P90s, and I believe that one went to Joe from Hailstorm. And so that's kind of a unique fact, piece of information, that this is the sister. And if you're watching Joe, hey, we're twinsies. We've got the same colored Kauers out there. So anyways, I hope that you will enjoy the demo and find the tones pretty consistent with my style of playing, and also get a sense of what the guitar can do. right, thanks for checking out the demo. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the Kauer Gripen. I hope you'll look them up, check out what Kauer Guitars has to offer, and of course, like, subscribe, comment. Have a phenomenal day.